as I was walking around, to go to work, to walk the dogs, to walk to my friends, to go shopping. I kept finding things on the floor, like a comb, hairbands, lots of pennies, lots of play cards, with pictures on them. Found a few bits of cutlery, knives to be precise, actually. A suitcase, not a proper suitcase, I mean a toy suitcase. A charm of a chair. A road map. Trying to think. As I found quite many bits. Pair of trainers. So I thought that's a little bit random. Very random. So I told my uncle, Reginald, we call him Reggie. So I said to him, I said, listen to this, right? I keep finding all of these random things on my path. And he said, they've got a meaning, you know. And I thought, what are you on about, you silly fool? And he said, start collecting them. And I thought, that's a bit disgusting, isn't it? Starting picking things up from the floor. Perhaps dogs, foxes, cats, peed on it. Right? And God knows what else. It's a bit disgusting, I would say, but so I said, alright, I'll pick them up. And he said, bring them to me and I'll tell you what's about to happen to you. And I thought, oh, you're definitely a fool. You're definitely lost your marbles, haven't you? And he said, no, trust me on that one. I said, all right then, I will bring them to you. So I did start collecting them and brought them to him. And he said, so, the chair, it means, and I said, I need a new chair. And he went, maybe it's also that. You're quite right, it is broken. And he said, it means that you need some balance. You're not balanced. Well, that's right, I'm not balanced. 1 minute I'm up there, 1 minute I'm there and everywhere, and yeah, I need to find balance. That's right. Yeah, and a new chair. Definitely I need a new chair. And then he said, what else did you find? And I said, found this hairband. And he goes, yeah, look, see? It's round. That means that you are stuck in this round circle, and you keep going round and round like a hamster wheel. Oh, yeah, that's quite right. Yeah, I am keep going round and round. That's right. Yeah. I need to get out of the cycle. Yeah, that's true. And then he said, what else did you find? And I said, pair of trainers. And I said, I need a new pair of trainers. And he said, yeah, you most probably do. But it also means some things are starting to speed up. You need your trainers. Right? Speed up in what way? I said, life. He said, life will start speeding up. Because you're getting out of the cycle, you see? And finding the balance. Oh, alright. Yeah, alright, yeah. Okay, that could make sense, yeah. But I knew that one maybe deep down. I knew, didn't I? Yeah, I did. You always need somebody to tell you things, don't you? Yeah. And I said, what about the comb? I said, I haven't got any hair. I haven't got any hair. I don't need a comb. And he said, it's not about that. And I said, oh, what is it then? And he said, a comb is used to comb the hair. And I said, yeah, that's right. That's what I said. I haven't got any hair, haven't I? And he said, it means that when you're combing your hair, everything is going to go smoothly because you're smoothing out the knots. Oh, I say, yeah, right, okay, yeah, I get you, I do, yeah. So, he's got a point. He's definitely got a point. I said, well, what about the bananas then? Yeah, I'm gonna go and buy some, actually. He goes, yeah, you know, you need more fruits. And I said, yeah, you're right. But then he said it means another thing. And I said, all right, what is it then? And he said, when you peel it, you're gonna find who you are underneath that thick skin of yours. Right, am I? Alright. And he goes, yeah, the skin is a shield. Right, yeah, I am like that. I am protecting myself from all sorts. I don't like people, you know. No, I don't like people. So I said, okay, then Uncle Reggie, I guess that you mapped out my life now then, haven't you? So we'll see what happens next to my life. Right, Uncle Reggie? He's a man of lots of knowledge, I guess.